Testing. Hello. Dr. Grind. Godfather. HR3. Come to the studio, please. It's time to go live.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Broadcasting from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, this is TGD Today. And now please welcome Hero III,
HR3,
Al Cloyd,
Dr. Grind,
George Honeycutt,
The Godfather.
And welcome, everybody. TGD Today. It's Pro Golf Talk Live with Hugh Roy III and George Honeycutt. We're so glad to be with you today, and it just happens to be the day that they start play the Northern Trust Open at probably the favored golf course of one Hugh Roy III.
Yes, sir.
Would you agree?
It is my favorite on tour, bar none.
Okay. You want to tell us why real quick, or?
It fit my eye. I played well there my rookie year, and I finished sixth. When I played the back nine, didn't make a par.
Okay. Explain that one.
And shot 66.
You didn't make a par.
On the back nine.
On the back nine. Mm-mm. Do you remember your scorecard?
Yes.
Okay. Tell us. Bogey on 10.
10. Birdie at 11.
Okay.
Bogey at 12.
Okay.
Birdie 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
Bogey 16.
Okay.
Birdie 17, 18.
Whoa. Hello.
Yeah.
Crap.
So it's something you don't ever forget.
Yeah, no kidding.
But it's just a golf course, going around it, playing out of the kikuyu grass in the fairways.
Yeah.
It's like South Africa and, bent grass greens and, the eucalyptus trees and stuff like that. Just a really gorgeous golf course, old school.
Yeah, I've played it. It's gorgeous. Sits down in the valley.
Yep.
It's tighter than you think it would be.
Oh, absolutely.
And you really – and they're about a mile. If I remember, the golf course is about a mile from the ocean.
Yeah.
And every putt seems to break toward the ocean. Mm-hmm. Am I remembering that right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I remember my caddy. We actually had caddies the day I played, and my caddy was telling me on the first green, he said, "Now it's going to break this way." And I'm going, "You're out of your mind, dude. What did you smoke?"
Yeah.
And lo and behold, I hit it the opposite direction, and he just kind of looked at me and shook his head.
Yeah.
And I believed him from there on.
Yeah.
So
it's just one of those golf courses that, it's like I said, you described it well. It sits in the valley, and you get on it and you start looking, and it's a shot maker's golf course. You've got to move your ball around to get around this place.
that's one of the hardest walks in golf from 18th green back up to the clubhouse.
Oh,
no doubt about it. I mean, you're climbing.
Yeah, it's up there.
It's a mountain climbing. Mm-hmm. But, again, they're in Pacific Palisades at the Northern Trust Open. Play has begun, and I hope that Professor Weldon and Jimmy Just a Bigelow, Biggs, and the golf guru, Mr. Jeff, out at Die Course.
Yep.
I hope they're all listening. And check out my fantasy team that I put together. One, Pat Perez, is 3 under par through 7, and he just happens to be on one of my starting 4. So the Godfather's getting points, dude, as we sit.
He's gloating, boys.
That's okay. That's okay. I almost took Graham Dillette, but I didn't.
Dude, I'm telling you, I like Walker this week.
Jimmy Walker, 1 under through 4, started on the back 9. Scott Stallings, 1 under. Up there, tied with Pat Perez, is one Retief Goosen.
Where's Goose been?
Where is Gooseball been?
Yeah, I know. That's nice to see.
He's had some health issues,
yeah, he has.
And he's been trying to fight through that, so it's good to see him back. Justin Thomas is at 2 under through 7. Jeff Ogilvy, good to see him starting a good week off with a good couple of holes on the front end. He's 2 under through 4. Nick Watney, who was in the hunt last week, he's at 2 under through 4. As I mentioned, Graham Dillette at 1 under. Ricky Barnes is at 1. Brendan Todd's at 1. Jimmy's at 1, Jimmy Walker. Scott Stallings is at 1, and a host of others. Sangmu Bay is already 1 under through 3, started on the back. JB Holmes, again, another week where JB's just going out, firing.
He's playing solid.
So-
He's been pretty consistent. It's nice to see.
Yeah,
You know,
it is good to see. Here's a young man that I would like to see have a really good week. I hope he starts to solidify his long-term credibility on the tour, and that's Tony Finau. He's at 1 under through 1. Birdie's the first hole, so he's off to a great start. Again, Hugh, this is a golf course that you can shoot some good numbers as long as, like you said, you kind of keep it out of the Kikuo rough and you keep it out of the trees.
Yeah.
There's several dog legs. The holes, the golf course overall lengthwise is not really that long, but it's just it kind of shortens up in many of your landing areas. And the greens aren't really that large,
Yeah.
but they're very contoured. And then, of course, you got the famous par 3 there with
Number
the
6, yeah.
with the green that sits right in the, or the sand trap that sits right in the middle of the green. And we've now seen several golf courses where that was kind of copied.
Yes.
But that was the originator, dude. I
Oh, yeah.
remember playing it the first time, and I was just in awe. I had my Polaroid Instamatic viewing camera, you know,
Yeah.
and I took pictures right there. I
Yeah.
mean, it was just awesome. And then lo and behold, I remember hitting a 5-iron, and I put it right in the middle of the freaking thing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, it's a neat little hole, but you get over there and you look at holes like 13, 14, 15. 14 looks like just a very just generic par 3 that is not. And 15 is just a beast of a par 4 hole. So, it's just a great golf course. It gives you short holes, it gives you long holes, uphill, downhill, and it's got a lot of variety to it, which is kind of nice.
Well, and it's really you really need to pick the players if you do fantasy golf or whatever, which we hope you do, fantasy golf here with Jeff Deal at thegolfdirector.com. But if you get into that realm, I looked at a lot of their putting history, and that's how I made my selections because of the age of the course, and not so much the age of the greens, but just like we mentioned, everything kind of breaks toward the ocean. And if you have good putting history there, then that's going to repeat itself. Bubba Watson, for example, he seems to play this golf course very well.
Yeah.
And the reason he does it keeps his attention. He needs to play some irons off some boxes to get it around corners
He's got to
and
move
things
it.
like that.
This is
he's
his
gotta
kind
move.
of golf course, like
That's
Augusta.
right.
He has to move it around in different shapes, and so it keeps his imagination going.
Yeah.
His mind stays in the game. You look at some guys; they don't like it because they're used to playing the one-dimensional way, and it
Well,
just
they're
doesn't
used
work.
to getting up and beating it 325 off the box,
Yeah.
and at this place you just can't do
No,
that.
you not just you can't, you don't. I mean, it's just stupid to do it.
Right. So, again, they are at Pacific Palisades. They're playing the wonderful Riviera Country Club, the Northern Trust Open. Play has begun in this $6.7 million purse. The winner's share is going to be $1.206 million, and this will be heavily covered by, of course, Golf Channel and then by NBC also. So a lot of fun watching this event, a lot of history at this event. And so, thusly, it's just it's the final to the West Coast Swing.
Yes, always
and then they will be running to Florida literally next week for of course, the famous now Trump National Doral and the Honda Classic. And then, of course, we'll be moving up to the famous Bay Hill. And, of course, making our way in 48 days to
Augusta.
Magnolia Lane off of Washington Road in Augusta, Georgia, and the Masters. And boy, dude, I'm getting chills already just thinking
I'm
about
sure
it.
you are.
You know me.
Yes, I
Hey,
do.
I dream about it almost every night.
Yep.
So here he is, Cinderella boy,
Yeah, boy.
tears in his eyes at Augusta.
Lovely.
And the women, the LPGA is down in Melbourne, Australia, getting it done down there.
I tell you what, got a good field.
And you talk about a good golf course.
Yeah.
That golf course, that is a beast. I mean, for them to see some of the scores that they're putting out, Hugh, this golf course, really, you could play a U.S. Open on this golf course any week.
Yeah.
It's that type of golf course.
Well, you don't find too many bad ones in Australia.
No, you don't.
And they
Royal Melbourne.
have some
I
of the
think
best
one of the
greens.
better-
They
better
have the
golf
best greens in the world. down
Oh,
there.
really?
Oh, the fastest greens in the world down in Australia.
Yeah.
No question about it.
Well, Ahi Lee is leading this thing at 5 under par. Arya Jakongarn, is that how you say that?
Jutanagarn.
Jutanagarn. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
At 4 under. Lydia Ko, this week, Lydia Ko brings up a retirement consideration.
Really?
She's 17 years old, dude. She's already talking about retirement.
I don't know. Don't know.
I mean, this has been a buzz on social media all week. Is Lydia Ko planning retirement? What's up with this?
Who knows? I'm not even going to go there. I'll get in trouble.
Well, why?
Just because.
Okay, whatever.
Why do you
dude.
think I'm on my never mind.
I'm kind of opening the door here for you.
I understand that. I'm not going
Okay,
there.
one of our new must follow each week, Brooke Pancake, is 2 under par on her first round.
I knew that was coming.
Brooke Pancake.
Yeah.
And her Waffle House golf bag.
Yep.
Of course, she is sponsored by Waffle House. So, Brooke Pancake,
Brooke Pancake.
sponsored by Waffle House.
Nice.
Have I mentioned that enough?
Yes, you have.
Okay, all right,
Thank
thank you. So, I tell you, folks, you got to check this out. The ISPS Henday Women's Australian Open coming from Melbourne, Australia. And you just got to check it out. First, the ladies, they're playing extremely well. This is good entertainment, folks. No doubt about it. But check out the golf course.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a beast.
It is a good one.
I would love
Yeah.
to go down there and take this golf course in a rotation. I'd play it, and then I'd go back 2 days later and play it again. You know?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm shooting 3 digits easily on the first day, and I just want to go back again and play it just to see if I could shoot better. So it's just, I mean, some of the force carries, the undulated greens, the waste areas that they're playing around, they actually kept the rough down this year for them, and because last year they were having issues of actually losing balls off the fairway.
Really?
Yeah, so they cut the rough down a little bit to kind of help ease play. I think it's indicative of the scores, but you look at the scores last year, and even par to -1 was leading this thing after
Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah.
And so it played very much like a U.S. Open at that time. But, again, this year you see the scores at the 3, 4, and 5 under mark. And, again, they're in perfect weather. It's 80 degrees Fahrenheit down there. It's sunny.
No humidity.
No humidity. Balls flying forever.
Yep.
So, again, it's just it's one of those tournaments, folks, where you go and watch because you love the golf course and the design of it, and then also too you see some great golf with the LPGA players that are down there participating in this. And again, the LPGA is really reaching outside the box internationally here to add tournaments to their quota in the year. Up at 33 tournaments now.
Yeah, they've gotten to where it's almost like the European tour now for the men. You know, they're all over the world playing this thing, and it's growing their brand. And you got to give them
Well, it
credit.
has to. They had to chase
Yeah.
the corporate dollar.
Sure.
So, and Michael Wan has done that now. He's built this thing up to where it is a 32, 33 week season. Phenomenal. That compares to the PGA Tour. It doesn't compare money-wise, but it compares as far as date-wise and
Yes.
calendar-wise.
Yes.
So, and again, they are traveling around. They'll hit South America. They'll hit Asia. They'll hit Australia. They're going to hit Europe. And then, of course, all throughout the U.S. So, congratulations again to the LPGA. And I, for one, enjoy it as entertainment that I look for in sporting events. And the girls seem to give that to me every week. So I thank them for that because I get a kick out of it. I don't know if you do or not, but I get a kick out of it.
I'm glad you do.
Well, European Tour, real quick, we'll just touch on it. They are in, how'd you put it earlier? They're in Delhi.
Yeah, they're in India.
They're in India. And the golf course is extremely difficult, folks.
I'm gonna tell you, this thing's high.
It's tighter than a hat band. Is that what you
Dick's
said?
hat band,
Dick's
yeah.
hat band?
Yeah.
And we've been commenting, we've been watching the coverage live, and we've been commenting on the shape and condition of the golf course. Delhi Country Club, where they're playing right now, I've seen it in better shape. It seems that
The
they've
greens
had
are
some
good,
issue.
though.
Well, the greens seem to be rolling fine, but if you notice, there's a lot of bare spots, a lot of bare areas, and the bunkers look like that they've seen some better times.
Yeah.
But again, they're in Calcutta, and some of these guys are missing the fairways, and they're walking into areas that, frankly, I wouldn't walk into with 2 shotguns and a machete.
Oh, no way.
So
you miss a fairway here, good luck finding it, much less playing it out of there.
And interesting, we mentioned earlier on a previous show about Ryder Cup selections and captain picks and things like that as far as who's been chosen to be captain. And one Angel Jimenez is participating at this European Tour event in India, thusly giving us a preliminary see that, he was not going to be the selected captain. It was going to be Darren Clark.
Yeah.
So, again, a little precursor, and I kind of knew at that point that if they weren't going to have him at the announcement, then he wasn't going to be the chosen one.
I agree.
So you can check that out, of course, on the European Tour at the Hero Indian Open at Delhi Golf Course. It's in New Delhi, India, and at this time it's currently airing on the Golf Channel, and you can check it out each day from that. And, of course, right now, Richard Lee is in the lead at 6 under par 65. They're playing the course at par 71. Excuse me, Hugh.
It's all right.
And there are several players also at 6 under. Then you've got Pereira at 4 under. You've got Scott Barr, Danny Chia, Mark Seisenbach. What is that? Seisinging?
Some of those I can't even
Mark
attempt.
Saying. Yeah. Period. Mark Saying. Yeah. At 3 under. You got Weber at 3 under. So a lot of players bunched up there. But again, 6 under leading. And currently there are right now 5 players that are tied at 6 under. So some good scoring. But then again, too, it's kind of interesting to watch them walk into the woods and try to find their golf balls.
Because it really is.
There are some no shoulders in there that you really don't want to mess with.
No.
And again, I want to remind Professor Weldon and Just a Bigelow and Golf Guru that check out the Godfather's picks on the Yahoo Fantasy Golf League, and because I'm telling you what, I'm right there.
Okay.
This could be a big week for points.
Yeah.
For the Godfather.
It could be.
I got to say something to you, Godfather. I listened to the Fantasy Golf TV guys and their picks this past week.
Yeah.
But I listened to you on Pat Perez, and, man, am I glad so far that I listened to the Godfather on that pick.
There you go.
Because Perez is
you just hang with me, Big Daddy.
he come out of the box smoking today, man.
Yeah. He's smoking it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just hang with me, buddy.
It's not the same stuff the professor's smoking.
No. I'll take you to the promised land. Professor Weldon's still trying to hook up with his favorite son. I guess he needs a shipment or whatever. I don't know.
Could be.
No, don't go there.
All right, folks, thanks for joining us here on Pro Golf Talk. TGD Today, of course, with Hugh Roy III and George Honeycutt. And TGD Radio and TV are produced and broadcast by the Zeus Radio Network for thegolfdirector.com. When visiting the Golf Director, be sure to check out our featured course pages where you'll find up-to-date information about course conditions, specials, and much more. Hey, need help with your next golf vacation?
Just call Dave.
Give us a call, 844-GO-GOLF-1, 844-464-6531. All of our programming is archived for listening and viewing on demand. If you want to catch up on any show you might have missed, click on the TGD Radio or the TGD TV tabs at the menu screen at thegolfdirector.com. Hey, folks, we're now available on over 1 billion devices at iTunes, AutoRealm, TuneIn, YouTube, Ustream, Roku, Blueberry, and Myrtle Beach Golf app. I don't want to ever hear again that you can't gain access to thegolfdirector.com.
Yep.
That ain't true. This is George Honeycutt, and for HR3, the famous one, we want to thank you, and we want to thank Jeff Gilder behind the booth we want to thank you for tuning in, absolutely. There's more golf news and information coming up next.